once again this morning we're messing around with the grain bins. Yesterday we got started on soybeans. You guys saw that if you watched the last video. What we decided to do was to take the wetter stuff that we started with in the afternoon, and we are going to run it through the grain dryer. So we've got the dryer going now, finishing off the little bit of corn that's in there. It's emptying, it's in the process of emptying, and we're going to be putting soybeans in it, turning the heat down and running soybeans through it real quickly. If we put a little bit of heat to them and throw them in the bin with the fans on, they'll dry down that 2 to 3% that they need to go. We've only got a few thousand bushels of those before we're actually into drier stuff. The stuff we were taking yesterday afternoon, as I mentioned in the last video, beans dry down fast. The stuff we were taking yesterday afternoon was drying down pretty quickly. So those will be fine going straight into the bin. So this morning, I had to climb up here and flip a couple of gates on the conveyor. I didn't record it because that bin over there that I had to climb up and do that on actually had a lot of frost on the roof, so I didn't want to be up there anyway. I especially didn't want to be holding a camera, but now I'm on this nice solid platform and the view is beautiful. We're waiting for the frost to go off. There's some pretty thick frost from the dew that set in last night. We got to wait for that to go off before we go hit the soybeans, but I hope we can knock some acres out today. We also have a clutch linkage to fix on this truck. The white one is fixed, but we got to go get it yet, and the clutch linkage in the meantime on this one is wore out enough that it just fell off. So now I got some pressure on it. We got a jimmy rigged on there so I can get it to the shop. I'm holding pressure on it with my foot. We're gonna get it in the shop and pull that linkage off and see what we gotta go get for parts. You want me to throw it? You ready? Ready? I just, when you try to pry on it, the whole linkage moves. And I don't know how much I want to put pressure on that. Oh! I'm sure it's all rusted and corroded into place. Something's moving. I don't know what, but something's moving. I can't see it. Let's see if I can.
If I hold this out, can you move your one hand so I can see if that ball is moving again?
This hand you want moving?
Yeah.
This rod right here cost 100 American dollars. What'd you do, Josh? We could try welding that. Dad is back at the yard. He's transferring the soybeans in through the system right now, getting the dryer up and going on those. And Jim and I are headed out here to the field to check over the headers. I see one thing we need to fix already, so we got a couple things to do on those headers, get them ready to go. We'll check on the soybeans and see if they're ready. Chances are they're gonna need an hour yet, but with this sun out, they'll come pretty quickly. So we'll be ready to go here pretty soon. First thing we're gonna do is check over all these sickle sections, find any broken ones or really dull ones to replace. And we definitely gotta put a bolt in this guy right here.
Plastic.
Yeah, plastic or fiberglass in the middle. Huh. Then when they break, you don't send a steel one through the machine. By the way, guys, this is Jay Hill.
Hey, fellers.
You can find him on Instagram.
Yep.
And YouTube now.
And YouTube.
At Hill J.
Hill J45. Just trying to keep up with you.
J-A-Y.
J-A-Y.
Yep.
Out in Minnesota for the first time.
Yep. He speaks Spanish too.
I do speak Spanish well.
He's from almost Mexico and I'm from almost Canada.
Yeah, so we're working on the North American trade deal together.
Yep.
So don't worry, Canada and Mexico, we've got you in mind.
Yeah, but don't hold your breath. It's going to take a while. All right, I'm feeling that. There we go. I was a little nervous she was dead. Time to boogie. This is just one more guy, not from Minnesota, who shows up and cannot believe how dark our soil is.
I want to eat it.
You're standing on a hilltop. This is pretty sandy stuff.
This is beautiful.
Should walk down over there later. That's black soil.
I'm not in shape. I can't
You're
walk.
not. You can't go that far.
No, way too far. You got a go-kart?
I got two go-karts, but neither one of them run.
Oh.
So you're better off walking. Got header issues. Something's rubbing in here. Something wore enough or warped or moved so that it's rubbing right here on this scraper or the shield. We can loosen those nuts and hammer that back. We're gonna let them fix it while I keep this other combine moving.
Is that Josh?
That's Josh.
Josh talks like a Minnesota.
Look at this nerd with a camera. Trying to
totally geeking out.
I hate goodbyes.
Big gulp, son. See you
See you later. Finally. I didn't think he was ever gonna leave. 5 to 2. Are you coming back on the short rounds there? Which side of them?
What side do you want me to go on?
You could take, just swing around right where you're at, and I'll swing around right where I'm at, and I'll take this first strip on the long rounds.
Or I'll just finish short rounds for you. Figure it out there.
10-4. I've got the auto steering here, so I'll just pick a spot in the middle and cut through. You can keep working on the east side of the long rounds there. It's just that quickly that everything turns to dust. This isn't bad yet, but things are going to dry out in a hurry. Our monitor has already shown about 13.5% moisture, which is just ideal. 13.5 to 14. It'll dry down a little bit more than that in the bins, and things shell out a lot nicer at 13.5 or 14 than they do at 11 or 12. Once you get down to a certain lower moisture, the beans actually start shattering at the head and you start losing some of them. So it actually is nicer to harvest them. This is perfect right now, so we're gonna keep boogieing. What kind of a job is the combine doing? Come with me and we'll find out. Looks good to me. Also, on a side note, if anybody's interested, we have some giant boulders for sale. You can have this one at no charge as long as you come and get it. But I don't want to have to help you. Just come and get it. I need you, buddy. Come on. I'm taking out some end rows over here in a different area of the field that we're going to move to, so it's quicker for the trucks. And I'm fighting some gopher mounds and some stuff where the water washed out on the edge. Somewhere in here I think I got a little bit of a rock, so I'm gonna have to try and find that. I could hear it clunking in there. I reversed the head. I could hear it in the feeder house up in here. I stopped right away and reversed the head, so I'm gonna see if it kicked it out at all. I don't see anything. Usually it isn't gonna kick it out. I'm gonna try the next fun thing and dump the rock trap, and luckily, pretty sure I'm sitting downwind here, so I'm gonna dump this thing and run. That dust is nasty, so I'm gonna let it clear out. That wasn't too bad, actually. Well, I'm pretty sure this is what was in there. Old piece of concrete tile. Some old broken tile fell out of there. As long as I got it open, I'm gonna climb over there and clean that a little bit. I don't have a long pry bar width. Normally I would do this with a pry bar or my hands. It's not a bad idea to dump this thing once in a while anyway. All right, back to work. It's dusty, but these are unbelievable beans right here. Channel beans, of course. Whee! 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 Aww. The dust is flying, the beans are good. We're getting her done, guys. Traffic jam. Get out of my way, buddy. Get out of my way. Now that's a beautiful sight. 5 to 2, when you turn around, you can go ahead and take the stuff to the left and start unloading. My bet would be that the way that all of this dust is hanging in the air and not going away with the breeze, telling me there is no wind out there really, I'm guessing that once this sun goes down, these beans are going to start picking up some moisture and getting awfully tough. So we'll see what we get, but my bet is we won't be going too late tonight. Here comes my knight in challenging armor. Right here is a big area that got taken out in the spring by too much rain. You can see right here on the edge where these corn stalks all floated up to. That was the edge of the water line when it rained this spring, and that's where the corn stalks ended up lining up. Pretty crazy. There's my LED light again. It's working for now. No light. Regarding the auger light, I would think there would be a resistor built into that LED because I know LEDs don't take as much power as the regular lights. The reason I switched to the LED light was because the regular light wasn't working. It was throwing the same code on the console before as it's doing now. So I don't think it's an issue with the LED. I don't know, but I actually got 10 more LEDs in a box at the shop to rig this whole machine up with those things. I got to talk to the guy that sent them and figure out if there's something with the specific one I threw in the auger, see if there's something different I need to do with the other ones. But if we get another little rainy day or a wet morning or something, I'm going to throw 10 LED lights on this thing, and it's going to be cool, as long as they all work. Obvious problem over here, I don't know what, but I'm burning a belt. I don't know where it's at. I'm just going to make sure that this is dust up here and not smoke burning from something else. Well, I'm ready if I need it. I got the extinguisher there, but I can't figure out what's burning. That's going to be our issue. That is a metal rod that was stuck in the sickle sections here, not allowing anything to turn, so it was smoking the belt over on that end of the header. Must have happened right at the end when I picked up, because there aren't any beans stuck in this sickle anywhere. That's unusual. I don't see any damage from where I yanked this out, other than, oh, gonna lose my flashlight, other than the broken guard here, which is not a big deal. I'll fire it up here. I'm gonna leave this door open. I'll fire it up here and see what happens. See if everything seems like it's okay. Everything seems to be all right. Well, the belt is a little bit burnt, but I think I caught it in time. I must have caught it. I did catch it right away, because if you look back here, there's the line where I caught that post with about 2 feet of my row left here. So I got lucky there. I can't believe I noticed that as quickly as I did, especially with the kind of dust that's hanging in the air tonight. But I'm gonna keep going with that broken guard on there. It's not gonna be too big of a deal. I'm gonna replace those sickle sections anyway, but we only got a couple rounds left here, and then I think it's gonna get tough. I think we're gonna be done, and this hog is almost out of fuel, so we'll just make a few more rounds here and probably be done for the night. Unless it keeps going good, then I'll go put fuel in, replace that stuff, and we'll keep boogieing. Otherwise I can do that in the morning. Look at that, interrupted my lunch. Supper? Dinner? Whatever you guys want to call it. Things are still going. It's about 8:30 now, but I'm about out of fuel. Dad's running the other combine, gonna fill the truck on the north end. And I gotta fill this thing up so that we don't go empty, because when you run a diesel engine out of fuel, it's no fun. I am going to replace that section and that guard while this fuel tank runs. Got a quarter tank out of it, and then it just started dribbling. So I had it pumping. I went up and fixed the guards and the sections. Came back and I only got a quarter tank, and I couldn't get anything working.
Funny you started and then quit. It's a new pump too, isn't it?
Yeah, we put that pump on this spring.
It isn't empty, is it?
Well, no. I mean, as good as I could see in there, I opened it up and shined the light down in there and tried to see in there. Doesn't look empty, and the gauge says 30 to 40%. I dipped it. I actually broke a stick off in the woods and dipped it, and I would say it's 30%.
Okay. We'll have to look at it in the morning. I think this machine's about done. I've flipped the feeder house up 3 times, so I'm gonna try and finish here. I got 3/4 of a round left, and then I think I'll be done.
10-4, you want me to try and make around over here?
You might as well. You get more power to bigger feeder house, so you might as well, I think, while you're waiting, don't you think?
Yep, sounds good. That was all it took. A 20-minute break for me to put fuel in and fix that header. And now the beans are tough. They just are not feeding through. We haven't had any wind, and they must have just picked up just enough dew while I was there for that 15-20 minutes. You can see how they're slugging around the auger there. Those bunches coming through. There's nothing I can do. There's no way I'm able to run the reel or slow down enough to fix that. It's just the way it is. We're gonna be done here. I'm gonna finish this round, and Dad is gonna finish the round over there. A little bit of a slow day because we didn't start until late because of all that frost, and it's only 8:30 or 9 o'clock now, so we're gonna be done again, but we'll be back at it tomorrow. Hopefully knock out a few more acres. Not cool. That's bad. We don't want that. Stop. Stop. Thank you. Woo! I forgot to mention this, and I'm going to mention it now because I know that there's going to be guys that bring it up, but yes, that fuel barrel is acting like the fuel filter's plugged. It's got a brand new filter on it, so that would be it'd be highly unusual if that was the issue, but that is what it's acting like. So I don't know, we'll see what it's doing in the morning. For now, we're done for the night. The beans are getting way too tough, so we're just we got trucks on the north end, trucks on the south end. We're gonna run around and be all over the place for an hour here. So thanks for watching, guys. Well, see you later.